Hello guys, I'm Kashanas and I'm here with...
Tasteless.
Okay, tell me a little bit, how do you feel here in Katowice?
I'm really happy to be back in Poland. This is my second time here. The first time I was in Krakow, amazing part of Poland. Here at the Spodek Arena, I mean, it's super exciting. I love Polish fans. I love that they cheer when a Polish guy wins or if a Korean beats a Polish guy. So I'm really happy to be here. I'm feeling good. I'll be doing the finals. I guess like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. Feeling great. Will the be your take on being physically fit while it's obviously it's really important. When I did brood war competitively, and when I was in my best condition, I was running about a mile or two a day. You want to keep good. What do you call it? Like good posture as much as possible. I actually did have a wrist injury earlier this year. I couldn't play for like 6 months, so I'm only just now recovering from that. So definitely want to take care of your arms and your back as much as possible. I think when I get back to Seoul, I'll probably start up yoga coming up here, which is going to look hilarious because I think when you think of me, you don't think of the word flexible. But I think you definitely got to take care of yourself and your eyes and everything and make sure you're in good shape. As far as a caster goes, I drink hot water all day, like constantly. And I try to meditate every day to make sure my mind's in a good place so I can focus when I cast.
So you mentioned yoga and meditating. So what about having a psychologist in esports? Would you approve that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm somebody who's been in therapy a couple times. I think it's really helpful. But certainly if you're a professional gamer, I mean, I think the way that your mind works, you have to be able to compute losses in a certain way and not beat yourself up or hate yourself for that, and also identify. I know some gamers, I'm personally not one of these guys, but some people have anger management issues when they lose. I can get wrecked all day and I'm okay, but I think having therapists and psychologists at esports is totally necessary. And I do know, I won't name names because it's be up to them to name that because it's private, but I know that that's been used somewhat frequently by professional gamers to try to get their minds in the right place.
So yesterday we've seen Bjorn having some problems with his loss. So
right.
Would you say that it might be helpful to have a preventing sessions with psychologists to get you ready for the loss, and after that to come back stronger, or is it more like overall meditation and getting overall ready? Like psychologically? Well,
I mean, I don't know if it'd be my place to say for him specifically. I mean, it depends. I mean, I think being upset or having a good cry after a loss is pretty normal, right? Even if you are not a depressed person at all. I guess it would depend on what his mental condition would be like after that, and I can't really speculate on that. But I would just say in general, when you see the best athletes in the world and they utilize things like meditation and cognitive behavioral therapy and stuff like that, it wouldn't hurt if professional gamers were using it.
And what's your opinion on the current state of science in esports?
I think it's not bad, but I think it could use some improvement. I think in the last maybe 4 years, esports has really started to expand. So it's a lot of growing pains. I think science has a big role in esports. We're going to learn a lot with the AI projects that Blizzard and Google are working on collaboratively within StarCraft, and then also, so there's that component, so we understand the game better using computers to help us learn. And then I think just understanding, for instance, like what kind of diet do you need to be on to focus like that long? I mean, like for instance with StarCraft, I think it's different from even other competitive esports because there's just like a lot of stuff going on. You're not controlling one unit or playing in a first-person view. You're juggling a lot of different tasks and having to make proper decisions. I mean, off the top of my head, I'd say you need to have the right kind of vitamins in your body. Exercising and getting sunlight is very critical, which is, of course, difficult because you're not going to be playing outside in a park while you're playing in StarCraft. But I think as time passes, we're going to have a better and better idea of how to have really good pro gamer health managed, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned drinking hot water as a caster before, or maybe all day to keep yourself on the right spot. And
this is not a prop. This is real hot water. So,
yeah, and maybe tell us a little bit about what would be your recommendation to seek like food management guides for esports players, because we know that they sit all day and they probably need to have professional assistance with their food management, right?
Well, to go with the hot water thing, yeah, I drink hot water all day, and I cast from my diaphragm. So I used to lose my voice a lot. If you look at some of my older casts when I did Brood War, I would cast and lose my voice for a week. So that's really bad. I almost had to have vocal surgery. When it was possible, I wouldn't be able to cast anymore if I didn't get that under control, because I do obviously a lot of screaming when I cast. As far as food goes, whether you're a caster or a player, you need to be on a good diet. I try to eat really healthy for these because I'm talking for hours up there. And speaking from experience, if I have like really bad food, like a bunch of junk food, I can't really focus that well, and sometimes I lose train of my thought. With professional gamers, I think some of them are already doing a good job taking care of that themselves. Others are not. I know in Korea, it's been like back when there was the Keswa teams, it was like some of the Keswa teams are really focused on diet. Some of the other Keswa teams were not at all focused on diet. But I think if I had to give advice to professional gamers, I mean, it's pretty basic, but I mean, definitely eat a lot of vegetables, avoid sugar. I personally am not a big sugar guy. I don't eat, like, one thing that I used to do when I would do Brood War tournaments is don't do something like eat a giant plate of pasta before a match, because you'll start to get food coma. But I think a nutritionist would be better at answering these questions than me, but certainly I think more can be done.
What do you think about the Katowice crowd up here? Because we were talking right now about health and stuff like that, but what about the energy flowing on the stage?
Oh, it's so sick. Net Wars people are down here, and they're old school. I've known about them. I mean, I can't post on their site because my Polish is not that good. But it's so cool to see them down here and see that they've stuck with StarCraft. And I think Polish fans are some of the best esports fans in the world. So, I mean, I'm having a great time casting to them and seeing how excited they are. And I love getting outside of Korea and seeing the people that care about StarCraft, because I'm kind of in the big StarCraft ecosystem in Korea. So it's cool to come down here and see a place like the Spodek Arena fill up.
Would you come back here for the next editions of this tournament if they will be placed here in Katowice?
I better be coming back. They better bring me back. They better be bringing me back, guys. No, I want to come to stuff like this. I mean, this is a really cool arena. On this side of Europe, people love not just StarCraft, but esports in general. It's a big market here. And I love to travel. I love to go new places, but I also love to go back to the same places where I can get reacquainted with them. You know, like if I'm back here, I'll be like, oh, we can go to that restaurant, or we can go to this bar, you know, after the show. So yeah, man, I want to come back. I want to come back. Bring me back.
Okay, so would you have anything more to say to your fans and our viewers at this point? Because I think we'll be finishing soon.
Thank you guys. Those of you who watch my stuff, I love you guys. Definitely keep supporting StarCraft. Numbers at GSL are doing very well. We're continuing to grow. And I'm really looking forward to coming back here and casting more StarCraft. I love you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Be sure to watch Tasteless stuff that he is posting over the web. And thank you very much again.
Thank you.
And see you next time.
Yep.